Ancient Demon Lord Rimuru by Mertinator1905. 21. You did what? Luminous Valentine was in her room, bored and angry at the same time. It has been a month now that Rimuru came and took away her two favorites, Chloe and Hinata. It wasn't even by force, both of them willingly decided to follow him. This hurt Luminous pretty deeply, and she hasn't spoken to anyone since then and threatened to kill anyone who would disturb her. And according to her orders, neither Gunther nor Roy and Louis had disturbed her ever since, but they were concerned for their queen. Luminous was laying in her bed, motionless and her head buried in the pillows. I knew that Chloe had a thing for him, but even Hinata. Maybe it's just a temporary thing for her. No, it doesn't matter. One day I'll get back at you for touching what's supposed to be mine, you lowly demon lord, I swear that by my name. Just as she was plotting her revenge, she heard a commotion outside her room. She heard Gunther, Louis and Roy talk to someone or rather shout. This annoyed her, of course. Didn't I told them not to disturb me? Maybe I'll just have to kill and revive them to teach these morons a lesson. I already told you, our queen explicitly told us to not bother her under any circumstances. So go before we have to, Gunther started, but was interrupted by Ultima's giggle. Foo, you seem to have grown a backbone since we last met, old leech. Does that mean you want to go on another round? Just so you know, I don't like to hold back. This time, I for sure will kill you. Ultima said while giving Gunther her cutest smile, but to Gunther it wasn't cute at all. He tried to hide his emotions, but deep down he knew what she said was true. But that didn't matter to him. The queen's orders had to be followed, and if he would die, he could simply be revived by Luminous Valentine. Oh, just so you know, you can't be revived if you fight me this time. How can someone be revived if his soul shatters? Ultima said. All three vampires paled after hearing this. How did she know the ability of their queen? This was actually thanks to Rimuru. While they were talking after their first meeting with Luminous, he had slipped the ability of Luminous accidentally to calm the demons down, who were still depressed to have failed their master. He had said it to comfort them by saying even if they had died, Luminous simply could have revived them if their soul was intact. Although Rain understood what Rimuru had said, Ultima misunderstood him in the wrong way possible. It was clearly the opposite of what Rimuru had meant. If you're going to kill them, shatter their soul so that Luminous can't revive them. Because she didn't voice her misunderstanding, Rimuru didn't know about this. Indeed, if he would be here right now he would scold her again, but to his misfortune, he wasn't there to correct her mistake this time. Violet Primordial, go back to your lord and tell him that our queen isn't accepting anyone at this moment. Come back another time and in the proper way, not by just teleporting in the middle of the throne room. The short-tempered Roy sternly said. First of all, my name is Ultima, I received it from my lord, so I would like you to use it. Secondly, if she won't listen to me right now, she will miss something really important and will be punished for it. I'm sure Rimuru-sama and Gai-sama would be displeased. Rain just told me that Dagruel listened to her as he should, so you know what will. Don't you dare threaten us, Violet Prim. Boom. Before Roy could finish with his sentence, he was sent flying and burst right through Luminous' door and crashed into the wall, barely missing Luminous, who was perplexed at what was happening. I told you to use my name, didn't I? My next attack won't leave you alive. Like my master, I decided to act merciful this time, so be grateful. You again. What do you want this time? Wasn't Chloe and Hinata enough? Luminous shouted. Oh, if it isn't Luminous Valentine crying in her bed. I simply came to tell you that there will be a Walpurgis meeting tomorrow. Be ready, we will come to pick you up when it's time. Ultima said, and turned her back to return to the frozen continent. Walpurgis. What is that? Wait, when is it? Luminous shouted again, but Ultima had already disappeared. Rimuru again. He always manages to piss me off. No, wait, maybe I can see Hinata and Chloe again. Gunther, Louis, prepare for my departure tomorrow. I don't know when they will come, but we have to be ready. As you wish, my queen. Gunther said, and they both bowed. Luminous meanwhile went to the deadly injured Roy to heal him up. What do you think, Misery? How does it look? Rimuru asked Misery, who was astonished by the view in front of her. As expected of Rimuru-sama, it truly is worth serving as a place to host a Walpurgis. Rimuru, who thought that the old pocket dimension looked boring and dark, had completely changed it. Now it was a beautiful garden with all sorts of flowers, a golden fountain and even some wild dragons flying around. They, of course, couldn't disturb them because of the high-level barrier around the big round table in the midst of the garden, where they would hold the Walpurgis meeting. Rimuru was really proud of himself. He even went out of his way to capture the dragons and drag them here. He also got some other animals, but they weren't worth mentioning. This way, he hoped, the Walpurgis wouldn't be so dreary and serious like in the old one, which gave a vibe off that everyone thought they had to be serious. Of course there were instances where they had to be serious, but as of now, this is just a meeting to welcome Luminos and Dagruel to their ranks and enjoy some tea and chit-chat about this and that. Don't tell anything to Guy or the others. I want it to be a surprise for them, understood? Oz why you wish Rimuru-sama. Maizuri stuttered. Although she knew Rimuru just wanted to surprise them, it felt wrong to keep something hidden from her master. But because it was Rimuru, she was willing to do it this time. Alright then, let's return to the palace. I'm sure Rain and Ultima have returned by now. And with that, they returned to the Palace of White Ice, where Rimuru would receive the shocking news. You did what? Rimuru already had feared Ultima might be rude against Luminos and the others, but to fight them again. Rimuru-sama. Ultima asked with puppy eyes. I told you not to pick a fight. The second fight on your second visit. But Rimuru-sama, I didn't kill them. That doesn't make it better. This is something like a welcoming party for them. You shouldn't go around attacking them whenever they are rude to you. Go to the punishment corner and reflect on your mistakes. Oz YUW wish, my lord. And Ultima, who was on the verge of crying, said and went to receive her punishment. She went to the punishment corner, which Rimuru had decided to call, and faced the wall and started reflecting while sulking. What do I do with her? How did Diablo manage to make them behave? Honestly, my respect for that guy has risen by a lot. Maybe I should. No, it's too early, he hasn't even started to stalk me. I wait till he discovers me. Rimuru thought to himself. Rimuru-sama. Rain asked, concerned. Sorry, I was lost in thoughts. Because of the stress, he had forgotten to activate thought acceleration and was standing there, glaring into the air for several minutes while the others were concerned what's wrong. Anyway, let's go to the kitchen. I will teach you some new recipes for tomorrow. Rain and Maizuri had happy smiles on their faces, while Ultima could be heard crying because she missed an opportunity to cook with her lord. Sigh. Ultima, you can join us too, but don't do it again in the future, alright? Yes. Of course Rimuru-sama. Ultima said with stars in her eyes. That's why they behave like they do. You spoil them too much. But I know you won't change that habit of yours, so I just answered your question from before. Our last hope is for Diablo to discipline them in the future. Rimuru pouted at Ciel's lack of faith in him, but shrugged it off and head out to the kitchen to prepare the food for tomorrow's banquet.